House of the Dragon is officially moving into dangerous territory, not because of dragons, but because of timing, pacing, and decisions HBO is making right now. New footage is out. Season 3 finally has a release window, and behind the scenes, HBO might be quietly rewriting its original endgame. So today, let's break down what's actually happening with House of the Dragon, what the new promos are really telling us, why Season 3 matters more than any season before it, and whether this show is learning from, or repeating, Game of Thrones' biggest mistakes. No spoilers, no hype. Let's talk story. According to recent interviews, Season 3 of House of the Dragon is currently targeting August 2026. That puts it just 5 months after HBO's next Westeros project, A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. Now, 5 months doesn't sound short, unless you remember how HBO usually treats this franchise. Season 2 dropped in summer 2024. Season 3 landing 2 years later is normal. But stacking 2 Westeros shows back-to-back like this? That's new. And it raises an uncomfortable question. Is HBO accelerating House of the Dragon because they want to, or because they have to? There's already concern that Knight of the Seven Kingdoms is slower, smaller, and more character-focused. And stacking Dragon right after it might be HBO's way of keeping momentum alive. That's not automatically bad, but it does suggest House of the Dragon is now carrying the franchise on its back. Here's where things get interesting. Reports indicate that House of the Dragon has already been renewed for Season 4, but nowhere does HBO say it's the final season. Originally, the plan was 4 seasons, clean, controlled. But sources suggest showrunner Ryan Condal is considering a 5th season, maybe more. And honestly, that hesitation is a good sign, because rushing endings is how this franchise broke itself before. Game of Thrones didn't fail because of dragons or budgets. It failed because stories that needed time didn't get it. Condal has openly said he wants House of the Dragon to end when the story demands it, not when the schedule does. That alone tells us HBO learned at least one lesson. Let's talk about the new footage, because HBO isn't teasing anymore. The clips clearly show the series shifting from tension to full-scale civil war. After 2 seasons of setup, positioning, and slow escalation, Season 3 looks like the moment everything breaks. We're seeing large armies mobilizing, strategic planning shots, dragons being treated like weapons, not symbols. This isn't political chess anymore. This is open conflict, and that's exactly where House of the Dragon needs to be right now. One image in particular stands out, a character calmly sitting on the Iron Throne. If you know the source material, you know why that matters. If you don't, trust me, it signals a major shift in control, not just status. Season 2 already showed how fragile leadership has become. Season 3 looks ready to push that instability to its breaking point. What's important here isn't who sits on the throne, it's how casually power is being taken. That's very House of the Dragon. Yes, we're getting big battles. Yes, dragons are involved. But what's interesting is how HBO is framing them. Maps, councils, war rooms. These scenes emphasize planning, consequence, and betrayal, not just explosions. There's a strong indication that Season 3's conflicts won't be random. They'll be decisive. And if done right, each battle should permanently change the board. That's something late Game of Thrones forgot how to do. Sharp-eyed fans will notice something else in the footage. Northern forces are present, and not in the background. The North doesn't rush into wars. When they move, it usually means the stakes have escalated beyond politics. Their involvement hints at future consequences, far beyond the immediate conflict, and possibly foreshadows events that ripple forward in Westerosi history. If you know, you know. If you don't, pay attention. One of the most interesting confirmations is that the prophecy of the Long Night will play a role in Season 3. Not literally. No White Walkers. No sudden crossovers. But belief in prophecy? That's where things get dangerous. History in this universe has shown us what happens when leaders convince themselves they're chosen. They start justifying actions that should never be justified. And that's where House of the Dragon has a real opportunity. To explore how certainty becomes tyranny. Slowly, logically, and tragically. House of the Dragon isn't perfect. It has pacing issues. It sometimes leans too hard on symbolism. And some character arcs still feel underdeveloped. But so far, it's doing one crucial thing right. It's not rushing. If Seasons 3 and 4 maintain this balance, plus escalation without chaos, this could become the most complete story the franchise has ever told. And maybe, just maybe, the ending won't feel like an apology tour. House of the Dragon Season 3 isn't just another chapter, it's the moment where setup turns into consequence. Where patience either pays off or collapses under its own weight. HBO is betting big. The audience is watching closely, and this time, there may not be room for a second mistake. What are your expectations for Season 3? Do you want House of the Dragon to take its time? Or should HBO lock in an ending and stick to it? Let's talk about it in the comments. This was FrameDrop. No hype, no spoilers, just the story. See you in the next one.